Hi, so today I thought I would do a cute little like reading vlog maybe. I don't really know what this is gonna be. Maybe it'll be a mood reading vlog. I really don't know. So recently, wait, I'm pulling up my Goodreads. So I feel like for a little bit I was kind of not reading as much as I wanted to. I read like the Hunger Games and the new Hunger Games, what is that one called? I can't even think of it. But I read the new Hunger Games one about Haymitch, and then I kind of went into a lull after that because nothing was as good as that, and so I really didn't know what to read. But I read The Tenant, if you can see that. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's by Freida McFadden. It came out last month, and y'all, it was really good. I audiobooked it. I rated it 4 because I feel like any like mystery or suspense isn't gonna be like life changing. Like it's not gonna change my life, but it was a really good book. And when I tell you, I feel like maybe I'm just a little slow, but I feel like the twists were crazy. Like I did not see them coming. But yeah, it was really good. But now I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't really know what to read. I just got back from the library. I had 5 books on hold, so I'll show you guys what books I had on hold. In the City by Alex Astor. Binding 13, which I feel like I'm a little slow to the series, but I've heard a lot of good things. The Housemaid's Secret, which honestly could be a really good book to read because I loved the first one, and the fact that like I feel like I'm in a Freida McFadden phase right now could be good. Never Lie. Honestly, I really have not heard anything about this. I got Game of Thrones, which I didn't realize how big this book is. It's almost 700 pages, and I feel like, I don't know, like I'm scared because I've been doing so well about reading. I'm literally like 3 books ahead of my like reading goal, and I don't know if this is gonna put me in a slump or not, and I think that's why I've been avoiding this, just because it's like such a big world, and I didn't even realize how big this first book is. And then my mom gave me this book. This is such an old book, y'all. It literally doesn't even have the like cover, but it's Hunting Fear by Kay Hooper, if y'all can see that. But I'm on chapter 4 right now, and I feel like honestly I'm just a little confused, and I feel like I'm really confused, but I hit a spot where I was like I gasped. I audibly gasped. So I'm like, maybe it'll get better from there. Maybe I should just commit and read this and then see how I feel after this book. But my biggest fear right now is falling into a reading slump. But I just don't know. I'll let you guys know what I end up reading, and we'll go from there. I'm making French coffee. That's silly. I added cinnamon and vanilla. I want to taste it before I like add other things in it. It tastes really good. It just kind of tastes like normal coffee though. Like, it's, I think it might be a blonde roast. I think it might be a blonde roast coffee because it kind of tastes like the vanilla blonde roasted coffee from Starbucks. But it's really yummy. It's from France. This is it. I think it would be better with pumpkin spice. But yeah, I added a little bit of cinnamon so it kind of tastes like fall. Yummy.
I actually liked. I mean, no offense to you guys, really. I mean, congratulations on all the cash.
Fight.
Yo guys,
Nothing wrong, Jesus loves everybody.
it's your boy. To all my viewers out there, don't go digging in doo-doo. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Did you pack that bathing suit? Yeah. It was pretty funny when I hit it for a while, huh?
Hi. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update because the book I am reading is not it. So I decided to read Hunting Fear, this one. I just hit page 100 on Hunting Fear and it's like not great. In the past couple of days I've read so many good books that it just doesn't compete. Maybe I should tell y'all a little bit about what it's about so far. So the Hunting Fear book, basically all that I'm getting the gist of right now is that honestly there's a lot of names so it's kind of confusing, but there is a psychic FBI agent that can like sense fear and he kind of uses that to help him with cases and things like that. And so that's like one side of the story, and then we are currently in a different time or like a different place where another case is going on, and there's this woman that is from like a fair, like a carnival, and she has visions and she's psychic and she's like telling these FBI agents that all these different people are dying and they turn out to be correct. Like she has, like her visions are right, and the FBI agents are like having a hard time believing her. And so yeah, that's basically all that's happened so far. I don't want to spoil anything too far, but I got to a part where I feel like it's getting interesting, but there's just so many names and so many things happening that it's like a little confusing, and I hate when books are confusing because I just want to be like, I feel like it's hard to immerse myself into the book and like actually visualize it if I'm confused. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I finished the Hunting Fear book, gave it a 2-star. I feel like I enjoyed the plot, but I didn't love the characters, so like anything that happened to them, I literally did not care. There was like a little bit of like psychics in it, which that's not a spoiler, but like I just really felt like it didn't need to be there. Kind of, well, the whole plot was kind of around it, but it was just like I didn't like that aspect of it, and I feel like for me it was hard to visualize because there's so much dialogue, but there wasn't like enough like scenery or anything like that, and I felt like the plot was super slow until it wasn't, and then as soon as something important happened it was just like super quick. Like that portion of it was so quick that I couldn't even like care, which sounds bad, but my mom read half of it a couple years ago and she loved the first half of it, and I think if you're somebody who starts reading like the first couple chapters and you're like locked in, I think you could appreciate it. And the ending, I did not expect it, and it was pretty, like, it was a decent ending. If I cared about the characters, I think it could have been even better. But for me, I just feel like I've read better, like, mystery thrillers. I feel like one thing I really did like about it is, like, the setting and the vibes of it. It was set in, like, a small town with a carnival, and usually, like, the vibes of the setting I loved. Like, I want to find another book that gives me the same feeling about the setting, but everything else I did not like. So I gave it a 2-star. But today I started Never Lie by Freida McFadden. Y'all, this is, I can't even think of the words. I am just obsessed with her writing. I think that's the end of it. I was at the gym today and I was on the treadmill and I read a couple chapters of it. So far it's pretty good. Basically, it's about this newlywed couple and they move into this house that's super old, and there was like a psychiatrist that lived there, and we slowly uncover like these tapes that she had recorded with her patients, I'm pretty sure. And it just like gets a little creepy. Y'all, I'm only on chapter I think 5, and why was I literally feeling nervous at the gym? Like, I know nobody's gonna break in, and like, but I felt the thriller vibes, which was super good. I feel like usually books don't really do that to me, so I'm a little nervous to read this at night. Right now it's 9:45, so I might not be doing as much as I want to. I'll give you guys an update on the Never Lie book when I get to a good stopping point. If I end up falling asleep, good night. Good night. Just finished this book. It's Never Lie by Freida McFadden. I think she's my favorite author at the moment. So this is the 3rd Freida McFadden book I've read ever, and they just hit every single time. So I gave this one a 4-star, which all of her books I've been wanting to give a 5-star, but I feel like thrillers, like, it doesn't have that emotional connection as much as like other books that have literally changed my perspective on like life and like feelings. So I feel like with thrillers, like, maybe eventually I'll give it a 5-star, but these are just such good reads. Like, it was so good that I want to give it a 5, but at the same time it doesn't have the same emotional ties that I give my 5 stars. So if you want to read a really good thriller, any of her books so far are really good. So yeah, Anna is honestly a pretty quick read. I just got busy this weekend, so I wasn't able to read. But today I did pick up a couple more books from the library that I had on hold. So I currently have like 20 books. That's fine. But I'm going to show you guys which ones I got. This is the list. Okay. The first one is The Spell Shop. I got The Zodiac Academy, Hidden Pictures, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and Bear Town. So today is Wednesday, July 2nd. Y'all can never see that, but just trust, that's what it says. And today, as you could see from the footage before, I kind of was just taking today very slow. I read 100 pages. Well, I'm on page 100 of Bear Town. I've been reading it for a couple days now. But I feel like it's finally gotten good to where like I'm hooked to see where it goes, to see where I'm finally hooked to see where it goes. Does that make sense? Anyway, the only thing I really have on Wednesdays is I co-lead breakout groups for my church. For the youth, it's kind of just like a space to talk with girls about like what they learned and like how they can grow in their lives with the Lord. So it's honestly super beneficial. I really liked it when I was in high school, and so the fact that I had the opportunity to co-lead is kind of crazy. So the Lord is working, but it really has been something that makes me super anxious, just because I'm used to like the comfort of my own like decisions. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something out of my comfort zone, and it makes me nervous, but I know that the Lord wouldn't open this door if I wasn't ready. In the past, they haven't given me a guide just because I was previewing and I wasn't really leading anything. I was kind of just observing. So I finally have the guide now, so I know exactly what the message will be on, like what part of the Bible. So I'm gonna do a cute little Bible study just to know, and just to write down some things that maybe I could ask about, or maybe I could inform the girls on. So I was gonna show you guys how I do that. This is my Bible. I've had it for like 5 years now. I got it as a gift in 2020. It's like super nice, super cutie. I can link it on Amazon. It has little like annotations on the side and things like that, which is super helpful when kind of writing in it. So I use my Bible, and then I also use Enduring Word. You can see that. Y'all, it's so blurry, but Enduring Word kind of just gives you context to like the time period, and kind of like different verses that might be a little confusing, kind of just helps you understand them. Which before using Enduring Word, the Bible was really hard to read for me. I feel like now I actually understand like context, and I feel like honestly I learned about the history at that time as well, which is super nice. So yeah, how I personally do my Bible is I just, whatever stands out to me, I'll highlight, or if on the commentary app, any like information that isn't in the Bible, I'll write on the sides that I think are really interesting. So today we are reading Matthew 18 verses 21 through 35, which is the parable of the unmerciful servant. Okay, I'm just going to read through and kind of write down things I learned, highlight anything that I think is interesting, and they give us a little bit of questions that we can ask the girls. I think I'm gonna write down my answers for these so I can also be a part of the discussion. So that's kind of how I'm preparing. This is my first time preparing for it because I haven't been given the guide, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. Here are some of the things that I wrote down that were pretty good. I put, God has forgiven us for so much, why can't we be forgiven? Also, we need to forgive in the big and the small things, because literally this man died on the cross for us, and we can't forgive humans. Like, it's just, yeah. I put forgiveness does not equal reconciliation. So just because you forgive somebody doesn't mean that you're gonna be best friends again. Like, that takes time. And like, also I put forgiveness can be one-sided. You can be the bigger person and forgive them in your heart, but they might not always take that and give that to you. There's a couple more things I wrote down, but I thought that was pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna start getting ready just so I'm not rushing, because that kind of freaks me out sometimes. It kind of makes me more anxious. Ooh, okay. Hey guys, so I just finished reading Beartown, and I thought I would save my thoughts for the end. So I thought we'd do a little summary of all the books that we read in this reading vlog. So starting off with Hunting Fear, I ended up giving this a, I ended up giving this a 2-star just because it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought the setting and the characters could have been written a little bit better. I think the vibes of it were pretty fun, but it wasn't executed as well as I thought it was going to be. Then the next book that we read was Never Lie by Freida McFadden, and I just love her. She is like, I first of all love reading thrillers, and she really just set this book up from the beginning. I got the vibes, and I was actually like pretty scared reading this, which I think proves that it was a good thriller book. Also, I just never know how the end is gonna go with her books. I can never guess the ending. I always think I can, and then I'm completely wrong. So this was a great book. I gave it a 4-star. And then Beartown, I was anticipating this one the most just because it seems like everybody loves this book. Every booktuber that I've seen review this gave it a 5-star. So I was really excited to read it. I can say in the beginning it was very, very, very slow, just because you're learning a whole town of characters, so you have to give it a chance for the author to personalize them and for you to fully understand who each of these characters are and how they all intertwine, because it is a small town. They're all connected in some way. I think the visuals of this book were just beautiful. I could literally visualize it in my head, and I wish that I could be in a winter town like this. I think it's just so beautiful, and the characters, I feel even after reading like they're real, and I just want to meet all of them, and just like they have such complex personalities and interests and feelings. I think another big thing of this book is that they really don't tell you much about what's going on through dialogue. It's more of through the feelings of the characters, which I don't think I've ever really read a book that was in depth like this. I tried reading A Little Life, and I think that's the most similar that I can compare this to, but I never made it through like I did with this book. It was pretty long, and I think because I was reading such quick thrillers before this, it kind of made it hard to want to pick this up. I think I wouldn't consider it a page turner, but it definitely had me hooked from the first page. So it did take me quite a while to read it, especially with like getting busy and all these different things. But in the end, I did end up giving it a 4-star. I thought it was pretty good. I think if I would have read it in closer time, maybe in like 3 days rather than 9 days, that I would have enjoyed it more and I would have connected with the characters even more than I already did. Got this one from the library, so I will be buying this book and I will be rereading it to highlight some of the quotes in it. But yeah, these were the books that we read in this reading vlog. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you reached this far into the video, thank you for staying and watching through the entire thing. I am looking forward to posting more. Hopefully, if this goes well, this will be the first post, which is kind of fun. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you have anything that you want me to film, or maybe any ideas or helpful tips for me throughout, you know, this journey, then leave them in the comments below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have an amazing day or evening. Anyway.